Hey, thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi on a toasty Tuesday, what will likely be our last 90-degree day of the year. In fact, probably our last 90-degree day for about 7.5 or 8 months until next May. So if you're done with the hot weather, you got one more day to go. That's today. Then the cool down arrives tonight and tomorrow. Looks like it's going to be pouring rain here across much of the state for us as we head into your Wednesday and probably your Thursday as well. View outside right now at Rocky Mountain National Park at the Alpine Visitor Center. What you're looking at here, this is about 11,500 feet in elevation. And you can kind of see a little bit of that fall color starting to kick in. Beautiful shot, by the way, there from the Alpine Visitor Center. And tomorrow, I'm showing you that because you won't be able to see much on that camera this time tomorrow, thanks to our next storm system that is pushing its way into our direction. So as I mentioned today, hot and dry. I do think we see some showers and storms in the mountains today, but here along the Front Range, we're going to stay mostly dry. Big cool down tomorrow, and then lots of rain ahead, though that could lead to some flood concerns. Flood watch up for most of Colorado until Thursday evening, and this is mainly going to concern the burn scars as usual, but we're looking at a fairly widespread 1 to 2 inches worth of rainfall across the mountains. So a couple things in mind: avoid the burn scars, know where they are, and avoid the burn scars here over the next 2 to even 3 days or so because of the potential for mudslides and runoff here into those areas. And then again, the mountains looking at a fairly widespread 1 to 2 inches worth of rainfall. Most of this, 95% of this, is going to be good news, but we could see some localized downpours that could trigger some flash flooding. In fact, already starting to see some of those. Grand Junction, our friends out there, already seeing a little storm about an hour and a half ago. That has pushed its way off to the north and east. It looks like some more action out there in the La Salle Mountains of southeastern Utah. That's going to swing its way into western Colorado over the next little while. Now you can kind of see here, this is kind of fascinating to me as a nerd. If you look off to the south and west, this kind of wide view, got this basically atmospheric river of moisture that's being transported from the eastern Pacific. And what that's doing is it's tapping in a lot of moisture, including moisture from a tropical storm Madeline, off the Baja California Peninsula coast of Mexico. And that moisture from that is kind of getting picked up and taken here into western Colorado. And that is why it's going to be so rainy, and also at times we're going to be talking about tropical-like downpours as we get through late tonight, but probably more into your day tomorrow. So 4 o'clock this afternoon, we'll see some clouds starting to increase here in the Denver area, mainly mid to high-level clouds for us, but we'll stay dry in the metro area. West of the Continental Divide, that's where we're looking at some of those showers and storms, and those will fill on in tonight. At the same time, around midnight, a cold front will arrive from the north that will drop our temperatures very quickly here in the Denver area. It'll probably only be around 50 degrees by the time we wake up tomorrow morning here along the Front Range. And then those showers and storms will fill on in as we head through the day tomorrow. But in the meantime, we still got some warm weather to go. Already up to 91 in Pueblo, 90 Springfield and Ray, and Denver already 82 degrees for us here in town. So again, we're probably going to get up to around 90 for us here in Denver today, and that would probably mark our last day at 90 or above so far this year here in Denver. And mostly sunny skies until, again, mid to late afternoon. We'll see some of those clouds start to work their way into the picture somewhere around 2, 3 o'clock. We'll see those first high-level clouds work their way into our skies. So highs today, low to mid 90s for most of us. Our average high for this time of year, around 80 degrees for us here in Denver. So what we're looking at about 10 degrees above the norm. Even the mountains still fairly warm. We got a southwesterly flow in the mountains, so that'll keep us in the 60s and 70s, and 85 in Grand Junction. Now here in Denver, if we get to 90 or above, it would be our 67th day at 90 or above so far this year. That is the 66 number is already number 3 all time. Number 2 is 73, so we won't quite get there, but it's going to stay on the warm side here as the we stay on the warm side for the next little while. Meantime, tomorrow, not exactly on the warm side. We will be talking about those temperatures dropping down into the low 60s for a high. It's going to stay cloudy basically all day long. I don't think we even see a peak of sunshine for a day tomorrow. We got showers and storms throughout the day. Northeasterly flow, it's that upslope flow, and that means we're going to be talking about those temperatures stuck in the low 60s with gray skies and showers around, especially during the afternoon and the evening. I think we may stay dry throughout much of the mornings, the afternoon and the evening. That looks pretty wet here along the Front Range. So tomorrow, look at that in Berthoud Pass, only 48 degrees for a high. A lot of 60s for us, upper 50s, low 60s for us here and around the Front Range. And then that wet weather moves its way on into the picture as we head through the afternoon and the early evening hours. For us here in Denver, I think the morning again starts off mainly on the dry side. Then as we get into the afternoon and the early evening, that's when it turns pretty wet. And in the mountains, that wet weather will be with us basically all day long, and it's going to be pouring at times, and the system doesn't really get on out of here until about Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and that will lead to the potential for 2+ days worth of heavy rain into the mountains, and in some cases, we could be talking about 2+ inches worth of rainfall before all is said and done on Thursday evening. So pretty good soaker for the mountains. Most of this is good news here, folks. This is going to help out in the short to maybe even medium-ish realm in terms of fire danger. But in the, unfortunately, in the very, very short term, next day or two, there will be some flash flood concerns, especially in or near some of those burn scars. Denver, I think we're looking at about a good ½ inch of rainfall, if not a bit more than that, some localized areas. So here's one computer forecast model's projection. I do think we may end up doing a bit better than this than what we're seeing here in Denver. Quarter inch seems a little low to me, but I think we're looking at least a ½ inch of rain here in Denver, and some parts of the metro area could see as much as an inch of beneficial rain. So good news here. And we'll start off fall. By the way, fall officially begins at 7:03 p.m. on Thursday evening, and it'll start on a cool and unsettled note here along the Front Range and throughout most of Colorado, with the kind of remnants of that system that'll peak tomorrow, and again, still some leftovers here as we get near Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous weather. Those temperatures in the 70s and lots of sunshine. That includes the Broncos home game on Sunday night, though it will be a bit cool. Keep in mind, Broncos do have a Sunday night game, so I'll make it a bit on the chilly side, but tailgating weather looks awesome on Sunday afternoon. Then Monday, Tuesday, back to, again, more sunshine and more temperatures in the upper 70s and maybe even into the low 80s. Now, it's been our 7th hottest start to September on record here in Denver. This number will tick up today, but then we'll tick back down for our day tomorrow. And by the way, another note about tonight, well, it's our last 7 p.m. or later sunset of the year. Next 7 p.m. or later sunset, you're going to have to wait until next March the 12th. So soak it in here, folks. It is our last 7 p.m. or later sunset until 2023 here in Denver. Meteorologist Lauren Robinson will have an update for you coming up at 9 News at noon. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5, and then Meteorologist Danielle Grant in at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. If you're ready for the cool weather, it arrives tomorrow, but for today, one more 90-degree day here in Denver. Thanks again for joining us here on 9 News Plus, and have a great rest of your Tuesday.